An interlude is a pause. It's a break, isn't it? And sometimes in a theatre show, you go to the theatre, they have an interlude, an intermission. But this interlude is different. Sometimes they play some music or someone says something. They have something going on. But these interludes are incredibly powerful. They actually explain exponentially to the world what the book of Revelation is all about. And this is what we're going to explore. What is at the heart of the book of Revelation? And it's not very well understood. It's difficult for many people, isn't it? But it in fact lines up with the Seventh-day Adventist message. Each one of those 7 interludes. Fascinating study. What is the central theme of the book of Revelation? Traditionally, people have said it's the second coming of Jesus. That's a powerful event that happens, isn't it? The whole Bible points towards the second coming of Jesus. This is undeniably the most phenomenal event that all Christians are looking forward to. But I would say to you that it's not the most important thing, not the heart of Revelation, not the most important point for us today. And we'll just have a look here. This is what most people say, that we look forward to the coming of Christ. You know why, don't you? Because all of the mainstream Christianity is based on we are changed and transformed only. We overcome sin only when Christ comes. Are you with me? What my wife was teaching, the 3 angels message and the health message says, no, by faith and obedience through Jesus, we overcome sin as He overcame sin. In a unity of humanity, fallen humanity and divinity. This is powerful. This is overcoming victory over sin now. This is a very different gospel. And so mainstream Christianity, of course, points to the coming of Jesus. Because that's their conversion, isn't it? Would you agree? Only when Christ comes. The Bible teaches no. No. We need to be converted before that, because if you're not going in. So here is what many people say is the main theme of Revelation. However, I believe the central theme of the book of Revelation is revealed at the beginning of it, at the end of it, and in the middle. Is that what most books do? Beginning, they introduce and say what they're going to say. Then they say what they're going to say, and then at the end they say what they've said, don't they? In the conclusion. Yeah? Well, if we look, and we'll get there in a minute, I believe that the book of Revelation is more, what's more important is Jesus' ministry. Right now in heaven, this is present truth. Jesus is revealing, battling, and striving to reveal His character. Amen. His character in His people. That is the main theme of Jesus Christ and the revelation of Jesus Christ. That's the full title of the book, isn't it? Amen. The revelation of Jesus Christ, His character in His people. And in Revelation 18:1 it says, that angel, those people will light up the world. Why will they light up the world? Because they have the character, actions, thoughts and words of Jesus Christ. And they all line up. That to me is the central theme. That is at the heart of Revelation. And we're going to look why. See here the heart. In that middle section from chapter 11, chapter 11:19. Right at the end there it says that the temple was opened, wasn't it? And we see the law of God in the most holy place of the heavenly sanctuary. And here we see in Revelation 14:12, here they are. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus. That's in the heart. That's in the middle of the book of Revelation. What's at the beginning? It repeats 7 times that we are to overcome, doesn't it? In the 7 churches, it repeats to us 7 times we must gain this victory, this overcoming. And at the end it says what? And they shall see His face, and His name shall be in their foreheads. Blessed are they that do His commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city. Revelation 22:4 and 14. Isn't that beautiful? But can you see there a very different principle at the beginning and the end in the heart of Revelation? So here are the interludes, and these are the spaces, the messages in the pauses. The message in the pauses between the 6th and the 7th throughout Revelation. A door is open before you that no man can shut. That's what happened in 1844, isn't it?
Yeah.
Guess which church? The 6th church of Philadelphia, which is the church of our pioneers. Isn't that beautiful?
Amen.
They went in. Which door was open? The door, the veil into the most holy place of the heavenly sanctuary. Isn't that magnificent?
Amen.
Jesus arrives. This is in between the 6th seal and the 7th seal. Jesus comes with the seal of the living God. Isn't that amazing? Didn't they go through into the sanctuary? What did they find? The Sabbath. The longest commandment. Yeah? Which said, remember the seal of the living God. This is Revelation 7. And then in the trumpets, between the 6th trumpet and the 7th trumpet, what happens? Jesus comes and he raises up William Miller. He raises up. Jesus comes and starts the Adventist movement. He unseals the book of Daniel, the time prophecies, so we understand the meaning of Daniel 8:14, which leads to the understanding of the sanctuary. Amazing. She says that was the key that led to the unlocking, the unfolding of a perfect, complete system of truth, which leads us to the understanding of this revelation of Jesus Christ. Thy way, O God, is in the sanctuary. And then in the Revelation 14, in that middle part, which talks about the history of the church, the persecution, the fight that started in heaven between Satan and Jesus. Yeah, this great controversy. And then it climaxes the whole book. This is this middle part here. And his final remnant people will keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus. Isn't that beautiful? This is the climax. This to me is the climax of the Bible. Because that's what Jesus is waiting for, isn't it? Only then can Jesus come. Their character and warning message lights up the world. This is Revelation 18:1. Isn't that incredible? After the plagues, there's a little minor pause there in 16 where we talk about Armageddon. And then 1,000 years, there's another pause of 1,000 years, which is after Christ has come, the living have been judged, and then the saints. It's the saints that are going to judge the wicked who are dead. And in Revelation 21:8. And then, of course, the conclusion, we have this new heaven and new earth comes down. And this is the book of Revelation, where the tabernacle of God is with men finally, and they see his face. They see his face, and his name has not been written like in Revelation 14. It's not been written. It's already there. It's in. The verse says, Revelation 22:4 says that they shall see his face, and his name is in their foreheads. Isn't that magnificent? By the way, that was the faith of Moses. When she describes the faith of Moses, he was unveiled. He saw the face of Jesus wherever he went. And like Elijah, heard the still small voice. Is that meant to be our experience? I'll say it again. I think some people may not have heard that. Is that meant to be our experience now? Yes. This is the message of 1888. This is the faith that is bigger. A complete faith that all our sins have been completely washed and cleaned and taken away. A complete faith that we are clean and forgiven and can go forward. And then what did he say? As people came to Jesus, he asked them of their faith, and then he healed them. And then what did he say? Go and sin no more. And so he has given us the Comforter, hasn't he? The Holy Spirit, as my wife says with her health message and so forth, our ear starts tuning in. Our mind becomes more sensitive, and he can lead through his indwelling. The word put in, he can start leading us away from sin and delivering us from evil. What a powerful message. What a gospel. This is the electrifying and transforming message of the gospel. This is why I'm a Seventh-day Adventist. This is our powerful message, and I just love it. Absolutely love it. What's at the heart of our message? The great controversy. Can you see that heart beating? This is the literary structure of the seventh book of Revelation. If you try and read Revelation from a linear Western perspective, does it make any sense logically? It is all over the place. Chronologically, it's all over the place. If we don't understand the events, here we see what's called, does anybody know the name of this pattern? A literary pattern, a Hebrew pattern of literature. It's called a chiasm. And we have the main point in the middle. And then the other points aside of it line up with each other, they balance each other, and they repeat each other. It's called a chiasm. The book of Revelation is written in this pattern. When we start to understand this, we start to understand the main point of Revelation, where we see these interludes in each scene between the 6th and 7th. But not only that, between 7, there is one in the middle here, which is called this great controversy between 11:19 and 15:4 of Revelation. And we see the fight that started in, where did it start? This great controversy, this war between good and evil. It started in heaven, and Satan was cast out with his angels. Where? To this earth. Is this battle still going on?
Yes. Yep.
It is, isn't it? Around us we see this evil. We see it in the Catholic Church, we see it in Protestant churches, we see it in Buddhism, we see it wherever people are. Do we see it in our own heads?
Yes.
In our own lives, with our own relationships, we see this. Can you see that this is the heart of Revelation? Can you see that? This fight between good and evil, where Christ is trying to do what? He's trying desperately to replicate his character in his people. So here's it put in another way. The chiasm of Revelation. What are those messages in the interludes, in the gaps between number 6 and number 7? A door opened before you that no man can shut. Isn't that wonderfully good news? If we search and seek diligently, it says, our faith. Jesus arrives from heaven with the seal of the living God. The book of Daniel and Revelation is unsealed. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus.
Amen.
This is the gospel, isn't it? This number 1. This is what is the mystery of God? The mystery of God is finished, it says in the 7th trumpet. The beginning of the sounding of the 7th trumpet, which started in 1844. This mystery should be finished. What is the mystery? We look to Colossians 1:27. What is the mystery? It is Christ in you, the hope of glory. What is our only hope of glory of reaching this character? It's Christ in us, isn't it? Watch and keep righteousness. In the battle of Armageddon, the battle of the brain, their character lights up the world in Revelation 18:1. And then in the millennium, on the right-hand side, we're looking at the sealed are taken to heaven where they judge the wicked for 1,000 years. And then they see his face and his name is on their foreheads. It begins, each one of these scenes begins, by the way, with a sanctuary scene. It's interesting, isn't it? Each one. And unless we understand the sanctuary, we can't come to much of a deeper understanding of the oneness, the wholeness of Revelation, and in fact the entire Bible. The central theme of the Bible, the theme about which every other in the whole book clusters, is the redemption plan, the restoration of the human soul of the image of God. From the first intimation of hope in the sentence pronounced in Eden to that last glorious promise of the revelation, they shall see his face and his name shall be in their foreheads. The first verse there is Genesis 3:15. You remember the verse where he says, he promises that he will put enmity between thee and the woman, between thy seed and her seed, and it shall bruise thy head, and he shall bruise thy heel. Genesis 3:15. There's the gospel promise. Yeah? From that one right to the end, I prefer the last one, by the way. They shall see his face, and his name shall be in their foreheads. Isn't that beautiful?